Hey everyone, Token Dave over here. And Dorky Token Black Guy is just trying to get by. Okay, so I'll be frank. Uh, Marvel is beginning to come out with basically stories and heroes that I know less and less about. I knew of Doctor Strange, but never really was a huge fan of his of the comics, so I knew very little of his mythos. You know, and the Guardians of the Galaxy, the Guardians that they have on in the movies now, those are the Guardians that I do not know about. The second Guardians team that's supposed to come out in the movies, excuse me, with Sylvester Stallone as the lead, that's the Guardians team that I was aware of. That's the original Guardians. So now we have Antman and Wasp. Now, Wasp I know of because basically Wasp was an original Avenger as well as Antman. But the thing is, this Wasp and this Antman are not the ones that I know of. I know of basically Hank Pym as the original Ant-Man and basically Jane Van Dyne as the original Wasp. Here it's Scott Lang and Janet Van Dyne as Ant-Man and Wasp. And basically, these are characters that I both don't know as much about and not really interested in, especially because I always thought Ant-Man was kind of lame. However, the trailer for the Ant-Man and Wasp just dropped earlier today, and basically, wow, I'm interested. I'm interested. I'm really, really interested. I loved how basically Hank Pym was actually able to basically shrink a whole building and use it as a carry-on case. That was awesome. I really do enjoy the Wasp uniform, and I actually like that they made Wasp more competent than basically Scott Lang, because in the comics, well, from what little I read of Ant-Man and Wasp, basically, Wasp was displayed as someone that basically was more competent in the battlefield, as opposed to Ant-Man, Hank Pym, who was better as the tacticianer or the weapons developer. Actually, to be honest, in the MCU, the friendship that you see between Tony Stark and Bruce Banner, that was a friendship that basically they had, and that was a friendship from Hank Pym and Tony Stark in the original Avengers comics back in the day. So it was nice so it's interesting how basically right now it looks as if Hank Pym and Tony Stark are really like bitter rivals due to a family grudge. But I'll go into that when I actually review Ant-Man in the future. But overall, it looks good. Oh, I forgot. Brief cameo of Lawrence Fishburne. Yeah, I knew he was supposed to be in this movie, but I'm wondering, is he playing Bill Foster? Because for those that don't know, Bill Foster is the second person to become Goliath. Well, yeah, he is the second person to become Goliath and the second giant man. He originally was known as Black Goliath. It was a sign of the time, millennials, okay? Seriously, that whole James Bond thing is like, oh, that's offensive and everything. Listen, sign of the times. Not a proud part of America, but still, sign of the times, get over it. Anyway, so Bill Foster was originally Black Goliath, and then opposed to Hank Pym, he actually pretty much didn't just increase his size and shrink his size. He basically focused on basically increasing his size. Something that you saw in Captain America Civil War. Which, by the way, I like that this movie is actually describing the aftermath of Civil War. Which is pretty interesting and very awesome. So, I really enjoyed the trailer. I'm looking forward to the movie a lot more now. Did you guys see the trailer? What did you think? Please, drop me a comment below. Give me a like. Follow me on Facebook at Token Dave or on Twitter at TokenDave80. Subscribe and ring that bell so you know when a new video loads. But until then, this has been Token Dave, the dorky token black guy who's just trying to get by. I'll catch all of you later.